I was more excited. Like I was hanging on to the Blade remake. How did this elude me?
Yeah, you finding it now? You Googling it?
I'm looking it up.
Yeah, check it out. I think the rating of that movie is garbage. It's basically a remake of the Power Rangers. I mentioned that in the beginning of the week. Used to be a Power Rangers fan growing up. Then thinking that the movie was going to be the shit. It wasn't.
Wait, are you thinking Blade Runner?
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure he's thinking of Blade Runner.
Maybe.
Not
Maybe.
Blade.
I was going to say, there's no way Wesley Snipes comes back to be a vampire hunter, the Daywalker, and I don't know about it.
I never said that he was the comeback. I said it was a remake.
The Daywalker. Well, here we are, guys. We're in the server live. MOTM, he's already down quad. He flashes through for himself, completely blinds out Henny. That's a great opening. Vinny, he even gets answered to. So this round, it's starting off hot, fast, and already Art. I mean, he's dead, surely. He's blind. He's out of there.
It's only a matter of time. 1-0 for Cloud9.
That was fast, man.
Yeah.
MOTM didn't pause for anybody.
That was the kind of round you call when you want to really get vertigo behind you. Like, all right, guys, rush.
Let's really rush past it.
No, but I think it's a fair shout too, because yeah, sure, you ended up losing Vertigo 16-1, but one of the things that David pointed out as well is that they didn't win a lot of these duels that we kind of see them win on Inferno. With all of these one-on-ones, they just ended up losing. So starting this half with a very quick piss run, even on this anti-eco round, I love this from Cloud9. You know, let's put this map behind us. Let's go back and put the sheer aggression back to Furia and set the pace for this map. And don't worry, we also don't have in-game sounds. Sure. We're looking into that, but it's an eco round here. Well, I say an eco round, it's obviously a full buy from Furia. Some shotguns, a scout, 2 pistols, but it's a bomb planned from Cloud9, and they have 5 members alive. And we see this again and again, even on looking at minimap. This will be a Furia save coming into next round. If they survive. I don't think that Cloud9 wants to go for this either.
There is a Blade remake coming, by the way, Robin. Just
oh, so I was okay.
It's coming. It's not out yet. It's.
I know that I've read about somewhere.
So
you know,
I wasn't. You were wrong, but not nearly as wrong as you could have been.
When was the announcement made?
But
though?
you were still wrong.
I feel like if the announcement was made like a year ago, I feel like it was probably the one I was talking about.
It was made at. Well, they announced the new actor that's going to play Blade at Comic-Con. So it obviously didn't happen in 2020. So
last year.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
Boom.
So.
Okay. So I was, you know, I'll take that. That's a W in my book.
Well, you just gotta take it, right? You don't have, you gotta take those.
Yeah, I mean, you got, yeah, absolutely. You
just
gotta
gotta
take those. See if there's gonna be another fast round from Cloud9. They do end up getting those 3 weapons saved. 2 armors. Scout on Henny, and then 3 HEs here, so we'll see. They're going out connector, so they're probably going to be a triple nade into T-Con. No damage almost being made there, but they're actually out, and I'm not sure if Furia expects this.
Ooh, Sonic pushing up behind the smoke. Yeah, I mean, even if they do expect it, they don't really have a whole lot to hold it back.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Oh,
things are getting dicey.
Ooh, there it is.
What were you saying, Jason?
I was just
Every
gonna
time
stop.
he talks.
I don't know. Listen, it's fine. You guys can do all the talking. I'll just,
Every single time
I'll
he
just
talks.
sit here.
It's uncanny. It's unbelievable.
How do they lose this?
Wait.
Okay. Everything's. Damn, didn't get to see it again. I really wanted to analyze how they managed to blow that round.
No,
And just Yuri sitting old bomb with a deagle.
Yeah,
listen, guys, here's how it's
going
gonna
to
work. I'm gonna start the rounds out. That's when I'll do my talking. When it gets down to the end, you guys take it away.
Who do you think's gonna win this round, Jason?
I'll tell you how they lost that round, all right? And I talk about train, and we talk about outside, and you have to think of this outside in stages, right? The first stage is how to get out of ladder room, how to get out T-Con, you get E-Box and stuff. The second stage is how do we actually get to the bomb site, and the third stage is how do we actually get the bomb site, and that's where the nades comes in. That comes, your trades come in. Just because you're aggressive on 5 trades, just because you're aggressive by hell, doesn't mean that you've accomplished nothing on the map, right? You've only accomplished some map control, but you still have to get the bomb, and you still have to get the position. And that's when Furia kind of punishes you, because you kind of give up halfway. You think the battle is won, but it's not. So 4-on-3 now this round. Another fast round for Cloud9. Same kind of style we saw the last 2 rounds. They want to go out of T-Con and out ladder for some fast plays. And obviously it's not a bad round, all things considered, if this would have been the first FURIA weapon round with no money. But we know that they won that one, so they have a lot of utility to kind of hold this off. That's why this is a very difficult round here, but OC has something to say about it. It was a 1-on-3, makes it a 1-on-1, but Henny, nice positioning. And it's another round on the board for FURIA. 2-2.
That's a good little double kill at the end, though, in a 1 versus 3 to keep the money low. Keep that economy in check. So FURIA can't just run away with it. Although Henny's rich as hell. $7,400 in the bank. Most of that'll get spent this round dropping weapons over to a teammate.
Baller. And if you look at this replay even, I mean, OC, he almost sniffed out Art there before taking out Yuri. So this round, I mean, OC, good job on him, as you mentioned, keeping it so tight. That money, I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised if Cloud9 buys some pistols into this round and try to keep their money even more tight.
Nice.
It's one of those things, and we call it, like, I've always said it as well, yeah, you can buy here on the T side if you want. It's easier to buy on the T side, but your win condition there is the folks should be getting the bomb down, and on top of that, you should buy here thinking that we're going to put FURIA on a save. Now, here's the thing, and if you pay attention, and especially if we win in the second round, you should know here for Cloud9 that FURIA should have enough money, so even if they lose this round, they're going to buy next. So they should play it safe here. You know, they had the lead at the beginning, but now they kind of lost that money advantage of the sense of, like, being able to force FURIA on an eco round. So instead here, we should just, honestly, we can be a low buy, we can do like an armor, like a half armor, get the bomb down and try and do some damage if you want. But I'm hoping at least that we're not going to see a full buy here. I like this call from Cloud9. Just say, you know, we know for a fact that we're good on the weapon rounds. Why take a gamble on sloppy pistol buys? You're better off than just doing a full save. This round, for example, we can kind of see it's probably going to be like an Ivy fake, and then you try and go for the bomb plant inner. Usually it's common to just go all 5 and just drop down lower or upper to get the bomb down, right?
The nice thing would be if they could get this pick with a deagle out towards Henny's position. If they can find this kill, maybe that pulls back the number 2 man, who is Yuri.
Whoa, that nade.
That's a beefy nade.
That did so much damage. And Henny cleaning up through the smoke.
That was 2 nice shots from Henny. That was insane.
Whoa, Art.
Okay.
No.
Oh, Art.
I'm fine with it. I admire the play.
Yeah, you know, he only had an MP9. He's trying to make that bread.
I admire the backstab.
But look at his money.
Yeah, that part.
Garcia.
That part
Yeah, and
kinda
he
sucks.
also let his teammate die too in the process. So
Yeah, I mean, listen.
2 deaths for an attempted knife. I don't know if that's worth, Jason. I'm gonna be honest.
No, it's definitely not worth. That doesn't mean I still can't admire it.
Okay.
I like the risk taking. I would not recommend it to anyone. But it brings us a little bit of excitement and to an otherwise less exciting round. MOTM gonna push towards Sandwich. Ooh, he wraps around Henny. Close up with the op, and he falls quick.
Oh, those flashbangs a little bit delayed. MOTM going through the smoke faster than they pop. Yuri, he's now blind, but Vinny, he backs him up. OC's, though, he's in a great position. He's going to pounce onto Yuri, catch him off guard, and then Sonic catches Vinny off guard. And now OC, he's in a prime position here.
Oh, Caserado, that's a weird place to put yourself. Exposed to multiple different directions. He was spotted. Art, he's going to try and get out towards the bomb train. They're going to double peek a missed shot, and that's the 3rd round for C9.
And that's Cloud9 continuing with the T-main aggression again and again and again, and it has been working out. This round, it got it close, but they make it work. And here's the beauty, even if they lose the round, where I talk about, you know, stringing rounds together, putting the mental state in the CTs as well, of like, here we have basically the first 6 rounds on the board, and for FURIA, your read is, they're going outside real fast, and what is the counter to that? We're going to waste a lot of nades early, right, to kind of hold off this aggression. And this is when we kind of say, when we talk about change of pace, you know, if Cloud9 wants to change the pace, we see another round's exactly identical. Maybe, I'm hoping here, for maybe next round here, we kind of change the pace a little bit. We kind of go defensive then, and we kind of have the CTs then start wasting a lot of nades early, because they have the hard time holding off this push. But let's see what happens this round.
MOTM and OC already out here at Sandwich.
Ooh, one more far back. That tags away with the scout. Double tag for Henny, who falls next. Cloud9, there's K-Serrano popping into action. Couple of great kills. JT, Galil in hand. He's been tagged. And he can't take another hit from those deagles that can just continuously jiggle peek his position. So up the ladder, Yuri goes, and it's just a matter of time for JT. 1 minute on the clock. He's got plenty of options if he backs away and changes the nature of this round.
Being really patient right now. Trying to get a long-range duel. He doesn't want to give the deagles a chance, but Yuri's so mobile. Had a fantastic round. These deagles, that's the second pistol buy round that now FURIA have won already early on in this first half.
And it comes from another aggressive round from Cloud9. The unfortunate thing here again is that FURIA, that's a deagle round, it's a save round, and for Cloud9, your money's reset. And you're basically stuck in the same decision that you had last or 2 rounds ago. Same kind of money situation for FURIA as well, where you kind of opt to not buy. You think of your own economy instead. Again, same thing here. Goal is to get the bomb down or even do some damage. But I would love here for Cloud9. I mean, you played this round, this half so far very aggressively. This is time to quiet it down, tone it down a little bit. Let's do some regular defaults here, or even if you have other reads, you know, inner or whatever. But we don't have to run our T-con every single round. There are more ways to play this map.
They've lost to 2 low buys, Cloud9. They lost that one in the 3rd round. That was mostly USPs and deagles, and that one with the scout and a bunch of deagles picked up as well for FURIA. So, I mean, just imagine where this half could be if Cloud9's not stuck
And on
their
top of that, both of those rounds they lost that you mentioned, next round they're forced on a save. So it's essentially 4 rounds that they've just not thrown away, but they've essentially lost.
Thrown away is fair.
I want it to be a little bit
It's
nicer.
it's fair.
No mercy from Davey.
Well, it's like what Robin talked about earlier. When you're taking, and this applies to all bomb sites on all maps, you have to take the site in phases, whether you acknowledge it consciously or subconsciously. There's different phases to taking over a bomb site on any map, but Train Outside specifically, there's at least 3 phases you have to go through, like Robin was talking about, and they fall apart at that final phase both times now on those eco rounds, where just some guy sitting on the bomb train with the deagle is able to multi-frag. If you're Cloud9, you cannot allow that to happen. One guy with a deagle on bomb train should not be able to shut down your entire round.
Exactly, and at least, you know, it's definitely something to talk about and like even for them to work on about. Like the thing that I even said the same thing about Gen G. The whole week Gen G has had great basics. They've had the first 20 seconds in a lot, but their phase 2, phase 3, phase 4 just out the window. They have no idea. Cloud9 is a little bit better in the sense they have phase 1 and phase 2 locked in, but then phase 3, phase 4 hitting the bomb site, they can't really get that to work, and we see that again here. It's going to be a dominant FURIA defensive hold. And FURIA, if we talk about meta and stuff like that, FURIA hasn't been inside ladder. They haven't taken a lot of aggressive plays. They've been mostly circling around this E-box, around this bomb site, with a few rounds in between where we see kind of Art just go through the smoke by 6 train, but that's it. So when you have this read for Cloud9, even here, oh, they're playing so defensive, you can take, you have a lot of time to do this a little bit slower. You don't have to base it off of spawn positions anymore if you know for a fact they're not going into ladder room. They're not wasting the Molotovs there.
Well, and also FURIA, they've pivoted to this double op setup, so they're really working these 2 ops on those long-range duels. And that round, it was so dominant because of it. JT, he's already out team mid. It's a fast-paced eco for him. The rest of Cloud9, they're kind of struggling. They're going to follow up on a secondary flashbang, it looks like. There it is.
That's not bad. Vinny gonna get traded in case Serrano can grab a couple. But FURIA's still going to be able to hold on. Floppy, excuse me. I don't know why I just called him Happy for a second there. AK-47 in hand in a 1 versus 3. Not for long. 7-3. FURIA with a 4-round lead in this final map of the series.
And if we look at options for Cloud9 here, then we have actually quite a few. The first one would be then just slow the pace down a little bit. You can still do the same round if you want, but you can actually do it a little bit slower. Be sure to help each other out to kind of get some map control. Another one we haven't seen a lot from Cloud9. It's just an outside split using Ivy a little bit. And especially if you know that they're utilizing the bomb site a lot, that's when you want to save the Molotovs. Again, I mean, it's the same round they say. This kind of looks like FURIA versus Liquid on Vertigo, where they kind of just run down A ramp every single round because they have no other replies, no other solutions. They make it work again. MOTM gets an entry this time around. Positioning-wise, it's great, but I talk about it again with the fakeness, and we see when we pay attention, the reason why this is falling apart from Cloud9, there's no nades, nothing, absolutely empty. They have the bomb site, they can't hold it. That's when the FURIA rotates come in, and there's one simple flashbang, everyone's flashed, and then all of a sudden, boom, trade game. Cloud9, they're trying to run away with it, trying to be a little bit too aggressive. I would have loved to see maybe an SMG play here instead. I'm talking a lot, it's a 2-on-2 situation. And it's not over yet.
It's quality, not quantity, Robin, that we're worried about here at Beyond the Summit.
Oh, I thought you were going to say in North America.
Oh, no, we don't care about, we don't care about quality in North America.
No, that's all about quantity.
Yeah. Ooh.
And they make it work. It was looking actually it was going to fall apart from that mid-round. I was going to say retake. It's not really a retake because bomb doesn't go down. But Cloud9 gets outside. MOTM super fast, even gets to stop sign, and then you see him get traded. And that's where FURIA rotates come in, and you kind of expect the Cloud9 offense there to kind of fall apart. But good angles, good holds, and also good trading at the side of that as well. Nets them another win. And again, we talk about just overall what's happened throughout this half. It's been honestly the same rounds again and again from Cloud9. And again, we see the same thing again. Best spawn goes out, throws the molly, just to create a bunch of chaos. This is a different play though from Cloud9. It's an outside fake, but Vinny has read it.
Oh
Such
my
a
dear.
fast flank there. Slipping past Floppy Art. He's been upper brown halls multiple times. He decides to drop down lower and give up that brown hall control. He's okay with it. The numbers advantage is certainly on his side of things. And this angle, this is Art taking it all day long. He takes a shot. He actually just misses, but he's going to go for more. Of course he is.
Oh my god, please fall back.
David's
Please.
getting nervous.
I can't. It hurts me to watch sometimes.
All right. Well, he's fallen back a little bit towards the front of Oil Train. Off angle. Ooh, tags Sonic. So hasn't gotten the kills just yet, but so much damage is done, he does eventually go down. However, 3-on-2, Floppy pretty much has to do it all, although JT, even with low HP, this off can do some damage. There's no HE grenades, there's no Molotovs for FURIA on this retake, but unfortunately, Floppy goes down way too early.
JT finding some openings. Unfortunately, he does go down. And that's a successful FURIA retake. What's so funny over there, Mr. Chuckles?
Art just stresses me out. Like it's 4 versus 3. He gotta pick brown halls. He goes for a re-aggression lower, and even then I'm like, okay, you don't really need to do this, but this is Art, so it's like, all right, fine. You know, he does these, and then they're about to peek into him, so it's like, oh my god, it's actually gonna work. And then he missed, and he got away, and I was like, okay, you know what, fine. He got away, and he's going for a re-peek, and I'm like, no, not like this, Art, please.
MOTM
this.
today did call this matchup the ultimate W-holding spectacle.
And also, actually, we didn't mention it on stream. This is the first time these two squads are meeting in an official match. Ever.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
That's a
Yes.
fun fact. You should have mentioned that before we kicked
I
off the
should have.
series.
That's my bad. I'm
That's,
mentioning it now.
Super interesting. I can totally see that then. This is another round from Cloud9. Same kind of opening, but they don't go out this time. So we talk about just to change the pace, and we talk about the mindset of the CTs. They're expecting someone to be out here this time around, but then we see the double boost with the op instead, with an opening. I love this from Cloud9. They utilize Ivy for one round here now, and they get the payoff. There is some aggression here now, and this is all about... Oh my god, is it all going to fall apart? I mentioned it is such a nice opening, and the trade game is on point!
Oh.
Yes, it is! Woo! What a round from Cloud9. They kind of start the same opening, but then instead we see the double boost as an op and T-Con instead gets the opening, and they utilize Ivies to get over there too. It's a 5-on-3. FURIA tries to get some trading game in. The rotations come in. There is a bit of a brawl, but it's a completely separate round from Cloud9. But again, we talk about stringing rounds here. We talk about even mimicking the rounds, and that's exactly what happens. And now if you're Cloud9 for these last 2 rounds, because you've been so aggressive throughout this whole half, these rounds, because attack is called, you are now in the lead of the pace. Now it's FURIA answering to you. Now it's them saying, okay, this is what's been going on. What can we do now to counter this? For Cloud9, obviously, again, you want to be one step ahead. We don't talk about what FURIA is doing. We talk about what we want to do here. if we think that FURIA now, we've gone aggressive, we think now, oh, we did the same thing, and the assumption here for Cloud9 is maybe FURIA will go aggressive T-Con this time around. They want to take control of that. They're going to be double nades and stuff like that. This is what I would love to see in this time out now. An inner bomb side rush or an Ivy play. We'll see what's going to happen. We know as well from FURIA, money's not great.
I was about to say, at the very least, I want to see them throwing these outside nades and force FURIA to react to what Cloud9 has been doing previously, right? If you've conditioned this team by doing the same thing over and over again, you need to continue to do that. At the very least, throw the nades, just to keep FURIA on their toes. And as you can see, just like you said, Robin, right now, Ivy's wide open.
Yeah, they opted for the ladder and T-Con control. That's what I mean, the whole thing, right? And that's hence the timeout. Like,
what is happening?
It's impossible to know.
I don't know if I've ever seen a fight quite like that in CSGO actually truly occur. Yuri's gonna back away again. The Deagles, these Deagle rounds. This would be the third one. I mean, there's obviously an AK-47 and M4 on the board as well, but that's kind of 3 rounds Cloud9 have an advantage by, and they still drop it. This T side could have been so much more powerful.
And we talked about
I really think.
Sorry, go ahead, David.
I was about to say, I really think when Cloud9 looks back on this game, they'll see that their lack of going Ivy at all, the fact that they've completely ignored Ivy for pretty much this whole half, is what's allowed FURIA to play so confidently up close outside.
Yeah,
because
so,
they just never go there.
No, exactly, and you're 100% right? Like, one of the things that Cloud9 has done so well this half is that they put a lot of emphasis in T-Con and ladder, and obviously the focus of FURIA then is just that. So exactly like I said, even at that timeout, that's why it's a little bit frustrating to see that Cloud9 kind of goes back to do the same thing as they did during that timeout, because, you know, when you think about this game and a timeout is called, they will obviously be talking about what's currently going on the server, right? So if you're FURIA, they're like, well, they're going out T-Con every single round, and we can't stop it. We have to take the aggression to them. That's the right call to make if you're FURIA, and they do just that. And if Cloud9 is just a little bit aware, I would just say, like, Ivy's probably going to be open, let's do a swing around, but they kind of go back and do the same thing, and I feel like then you kind of don't... We talk about, you know, making the plays and being the playmaker, and that was not the case. FURIA was definitely in the lead on that round, and you kind of just fall into it if you're Cloud9. And now the last round, not a lot of nades, and we talk about the whole thing of mimicking rounds, even if you're not doing the same. We're not seeing that this round from Cloud9, obviously, because of the lack of nades. This is the first round, or the second round, I'd say. They're utilizing Ivy. Now, here's my problem with that. It's a little bit too late, right? Like, the last round you had the opening to do so. When FURIA goes aggressive that previous round and they win that aggressive play for next round, again, we have to think about the reads, right? We have to think what's going on in the server. If you're Cloud9, you're going to say, oh, they're aggressive this time around. Maybe let's go Ivy. FURIA there, just do a default setup. And then, hence, you kind of just fall into FURIA's trap. It's a game of chess. And FURIA has won.
And I just think at some point earlier in the half, you have to at least put pressure towards Ivy. You have to show that you're willing to go there, or at the very least send some sort of lurk there, right? You need to throw the Ivy nades. You need to put some kind of pressure, because otherwise FURIA can just do exactly what they did for this whole half.
Yeah, and well, on that note, we are going to lurk our way into a halftime break, and we'll be right back. Alrighty, welcome back. Train continues. Cloud9 down 5-10. But that's a good start. Art gets shot in the forehead. So here we are.
That's a really good start. And OC continuing on his first half performance. Top fragging for Cloud9. And oh man, this is dream scenario start for the CT side of Cloud9. OC, he's having himself a game right now.
Yeah, performing very well, which bodes well. Moving forward into the gun rounds, Yuri trying to get something done at range. He's at least damaged OC down to 6 HP. Would have loved to have had that kill. Okay, Serato and Yuri going to try and work their way around the map. They do have a smoke and a Molotov to work with, but still going to be difficult, as you can see. MOTM remaining aggressive. He's going to clear out box halls. That's going to allow 3 Cloud9 defenders to rotate outside if they choose to. And it should be, oh, you know what? I'm just not going to say anything.
Don't do it, man. Don't do it.
Just staying away.
It does look like K-Serato's going to make his way back to T-Con. And eventually Yuri's going to meet him up down ladder. And this might be an okay fight for Yuri. He's got that USPS. Oh, he's actually going to do an interfake. He gets spotted out. This is actually good for FURIA. Oh, but none of the Cloud9 members are reacting. So disciplined. That fake, that Brown Hall's control, that was everything for Cloud9.
Okay.
Those are some nice shots.
That wasn't too shabby.
That wasn't too shabby.
If K-Strada comes out there, he has a Molo and a smoke. And obviously we see Cloud9, this is a defensive setup. That could have been actually super dangerous.
Yeah.
But he dies. Sure, 2 nice kills there from Yuri. But it's a pistol round win from Cloud9. They needed it. And no bomb plant on the side of FURIA. And again, I mentioned it, you don't get the bomb plant, you tend to save, you go for a quick round inner. The goal is essentially just to get the bomb down. Usually you do tend to see inner. We see FURIA doing the same thing here. You get the bomb plant on the weapon round, or the pistol round, you tend to die. I like this from Cloud9. Usually as well, you have 2 separate sides of playing this, right? You do like a retake setup of inner, and then you kind of allow the teams to just get the bomb plant, and you just play it safe. Whereas, and then the other side is, you just have the inner bomb players play the bomb sites and stuff, and you tend to still go down and get the bomb. I actually really like that play from Cloud9. You take the aggression to them as well. Like I mentioned, they know as well. Same thing. Bomb didn't go down on pistol. So odds of T's buying that round is, it's honestly close to 0. Because of the 3rd buy round is so strong here. We look at the buy here from the T's.
Oh, here we go. Fast pace. Molotov is going to be behind him. A little bit of damage. Double dink as well. Good trades, good kills from Vinny, who keeps up the aggression, but he's down so low. Now he's got to pause and wait, look for that flank. Caught in a spam battle, and Floppy has not committed just yet to the peak. Flashbang comes out from a teammate. That's OC in support. But still, a 2-on-2, and they know the location of both.
And Henny here, in a 1 versus 2 scenario, bomb is not planted yet. He's got full HP and the smoke. And actually, the Cloud9 members, they're separating.
They're doing that ratty thing they were doing on
They
Inferno.
are doing
it's
that
like
thing.
Everyone back away. Everyone, nobody die.
And actually, usually, this is when things get dicey, when the CTs separate. But you're right, they're doing that thing again. And Cloud9, they were able to make something like this work before.
Look how scared that he is. He doesn't know where to go on that train.
That pause, that moment of silence there.
I mean, as long as you're okay with getting the bomb down, or when you're Cloud9, you're okay with the T's getting the bomb down, sure, it works, right? I feel like if FURIA has to read on that in the sense of, hey, they like to spread out, you kind of, instead of walking around the way Henny does, you kind of just stick an angle.
Yeah.
And you just pray.
Problem is, on train, there's just so many angles, right? It's not like there's just 2 choke points to get access to that bomb train.
That's why I think Henny just needs to take the risk and just try to get off the bomb train after he plants. I know he doesn't know where they are and it's risky, but by staying on the train there, he's almost guaranteeing he's going to lose the round. He puts himself in such a tough position. You might as well try to get away after you plant. Like you might as well just go for it.
All right. Just 2 rounds back for Cloud9, but the off in hand, or a scout, excuse me. A good tag for Art. He does eventually fall. AK-47s and a Galil in response, and OC adds 1 more on top. A 5-on-3 in the first 15 seconds of the round.
He wishes that was an op. That surely would have been a kill. He just tags onto Floppy. Henny actually finds a response on the opposite side of the map as Vinny's trying to get ladder control. This is going to be a lot of pressure onto Sonic. MOTM, he responds well. He's going to try to take T-Con control, but he gets caught out by Yuri. All of a sudden, Sonic, he's all on his own. A lot of pressure coming his way. He responds well. That's the bomb down. And he knows exactly where the FURIA members are. Cloud9, their defense, it's coming through.
Looks a bit sketchy there for a moment. Spammed through smoke towards Ivy. The MOTM push in towards T-Mid was a bit risky. They handle it well, though. Good recovery for Sonic especially. 10-9 as Cloud9 closes the gap, rattling off the first 4 rounds of the second half.
This is kind of reminiscent of Inferno again from Cloud9, where their CT side starts to come on real strong.
Yeah, and the worrisome point here as well, as you mentioned, Davey, is the economy on the CT side too. It's like they can afford to lose the 1 round, and it's something that Cloud9 could not get done on their CT side. They won a round, they lost a round, ended up being eco. And as for FURIA here, one of the things we also noticed that's different compared to Cloud9 is that they buy on this round. They have a lot of nades though, and it's an Ivy play, and it's an entry from Vinny onto Sonic, and that's the Ivy player as well. So now we're talking full-on chaos here for Cloud9. You really have to talk things through here, have a game plan. And I like this, actually, from JT. You kind of have to regain some map control here, and especially when you have this great defensive setup on the bomb site. This is actually looking still pretty good for Cloud9.
Well, there's no nades on Furia. There's only the one Molotov on Vidi. That's it. That's all they've got to take this bomb site. So should be some opportunity for Cloud9 to get back into this. And they essentially have all 4 defenders here. This is the inner player in Floppy. He's just rotated back as well. So good kill out towards the back. That was the one Molotov. And now, after a certain amount of time, Cloud9 just gets bored. And they go investigating. Good pop flash peeks. And they have everything under control for the moment.
And that's actually not a bad play for Cloud9 there. They really make Furia uncomfortable. And that's actually the bomb down. Floppy, that's his 2nd kill in the round, and OC to finish. The proactive aggression coming out of Cloud9 there mid-round. You mentioned it. No utility on the Furia side. They were paused, stuck behind smokes, trying to figure out what their next move was going to be. And before they could actually make that move, Cloud9, they one-up them.
I just want to point out too, Robin pointed it out when it happened, but JT didn't actually get a kill that round, so it might not seem that important. But him getting aggressive into ladder, actually it forced Furia to have to play a certain way. Because knowing that JT is alive in ladder makes it way harder for them to actually scale into the bomb site. Because they always have to be worried about getting shot in the back. So just him being alive in ladder, even though he didn't get any kills, his presence there was huge in forcing Furia to have to play a certain way.
It's not a tactical pause here, and another buy round. Obviously, last round was a deagle buy, pistol, half buy. Art with an op. It's only Yuri that doesn't have a lot of nades here, but across the board from Furia, there's plenty of it. And we compare the defenses of both of these sides, and we also compare the offenses. Furia have been utilizing a little bit more Ivy at the start of this half. And then as for Cloud9, if you look if we pay attention, they've been utilizing more of these aggressive CT pushes. Playing a little bit more ladder room, a little bit more close to T-Con. Definitely a change, even if it is still very aggressive plays from both of these rosters. It's a different kind of aggression. And I love this from Cloud9. You know, we talk about the regain of map control even for last round. We mentioned the whole thing of taking in ladder. Here's the thing when it comes to even on the European side. Usually you take ladder control and you kind of leave T-Con itself. But it's nice to kind of flip around every now and then and just like take T-Con just to showcase, hey, we can actually do that. Because now for Furia, we look even on minimap, because they just started off with the default, they didn't go a lot of people inner. They had the guy in ladder room, but he died. So they have to regain this control before they can make a move on, because this is just too much information from the CT side.
They got to be careful with these flanks, though. Ooh, Floppy's going to win that battle. Yeah, now back away. That's a smart decision as well. You don't want to give those flanks with still 40 seconds left in the round, but look at how far away from everything this Furia team is forced. This is incredible from Cloud9. Pop flash coming in. MOTM was turned. He does good damage, but can't find the kill. A 2-on-2. This is going to get sketchy. JT forced to fight in the fire, and he still finds the frag.
Art, though, he has a clear opening to this lower bomb site, inner bomb site, rather. And he's actually going to get the timing as well onto this AK. Ooh, this open plant, though.
That's risky.
That's really risky. He does get away with it. And Floppy pushes through the smoke and handles Art down. Yeah, you're right. I mean, Cloud9, they had so much map control there, and even pushing Furia back even more. And Floppy, that was a checkmate. Getting the flank kill off and even throwing down that Molotov, buying even more time.
Yeah.
Really good decision-making coming out of these Cloud9 guys.
And looking right at the end of this round, they actually delay the defuse so that JT can run over and find another AWP. So Cloud9 now switches into a double-up setup. That second AWP, one they don't have to invest in, it was taken from Art's body. So here we are. 1-round lead for C9. Their defense is really coming alive here on Train.
That's also the second round in a row they've won 4 versus 5 too, where Sonics died Ivy early, and they still managed to get that re-aggression into ladder and T-Con and are able to close out the round 4 versus 5 on CT side Train. And that's hard to do. There's lots of things to watch. So they've played really well. Their response to going a man down.
Oh, hello.
Floppy.
Sonic's op still hasn't connected just yet, but oh my lord. This is like psychological warfare, being so aggressive everywhere. That's normally what FURIA does.
That is normally what FURIA does. And Cloud9, they're just ruining FURIA's game plan. They've been doing it all series long. Besides the vertigo, we can say that one definitely went FURIA's way.
Yeah, emphatically in FURIA's hands.
Just slightly more so. But yeah, Cloud9, they just have a response for everything. I mean, MOTM being in bathrooms there, Henny, there wasn't a thought in his mind that would have told him to check that angle. So the aggression, being slippery, that's definitely one of MOTM's traits. So good to see him leaning into his strengths there.
And even as I said, even if FURIA has a different approach here on this T side, they still have the same problem in stringing rounds together and actually getting something done here, right? Like Cloud9 has been very active on this map, and the same goes here for FURIA. It is another pistol buy here, and they have armor and they have some nades. They're probably going to try and pincer T-Con and Lab Room here. Problem here again, we talk about economy. They need kills right off the bat, or it's just all going to fall apart. They're going to be happy with the plant here if they even get that. But to my point, here's the thing, and we mentioned it, and Davey mentioned it too. Cloud9 are winning these rounds even when losing the entry is because FURIA are not reading the game very well here. If we look at if we pay attention to what Cloud9's been doing this whole half, is that they've gone aggressive in ladder and T-Con, right? So for FURIA to do a defensive round, you can start off the default with going Ivy if you want. You can, get an anti, that's great, right? But you can also execute Ivy. You can also do an Ivy play, and especially if you have the read, hey, we can't go back in ladder room. We can't take T-Con because we've heard a bunch of noises there. That's the lurk players to just essentially have there. So the setup would be 3 Ivy, 1 T-Con, 1 ladder. The T-Con player and the ladder player are essentially lurks. The Ivy players take the lead first. They're the ones that's getting the first approach. When the people then start fighting against them, that's when you get that lurk in T-Con, you get the lurk in ladder, and he's also obviously the one holding the flank. Second option is to obviously start utilizing inner a little bit more, to start putting a lot more pressure. We know that there's a double op setup, and then obviously we know as well where do they tend to go. One tends to go inner, so if you get nice flashbangs and nice execute there, you get the rifler out of the aggressive bounce, and you get the bomb plant, and you go aggressive, it makes it difficult for these two double op setups for the retake.
This has been an 8-0 run for Cloud9. They haven't lost a round yet in the second half on the defensive side. And again, a double kill from OC. Oh no, excuse me, that's just 2 uppers doing work. Sonic and OC chiming in.
I love this play from Cloud9 as well. They actually didn't do anything different this round in the beginning. Obviously, they get the double ops get into play. Another play we see, and it's not going to get the payout, but the read that they made, and I love this from Cloud9, because I said it, right? Like, if you're FURIA, you kind of want to do an Ivy play here. Cloud9's reply to that was an Ivy aggressive play, and they're actually ready for it.
They don't have anyone watching this, though. Oh, no! Oh. K Serrato could have just thrown this round up into the air. They're still, like, for the fact that this was a 2-on-5, this actually is turning out pretty decent, and there's still a chance for Henny to win it. One mistake that Henny's able to punish, and all of a sudden he's got himself a chance. However, the bomb is very far away, but that mistake, that slow peek really threw him off.
Henny also with the chance in this round. That patience almost pays off for him.
He was totally expecting a wider swing than that. That little staccato shuffle from T-Mid.
It was weird because he did like a shoulder peek and then like a walk peek. It was very strange. I kind of feel for Henny on that one. He's like, man, no one peeks me like that. That's not how people peek. But like Robin was saying, Cloud9 was able to just completely shut that down with the double ops, but also that aggressive Ivy play got JT in a position to have that flank for the end of the round. And the Cloud9 was ready to shut down if FURIA did try to mix it up, and they were just counting on their offers to hold down that main spot, but MOTM and Floppy completely shutting down this Brown Hall's control, if you can call it that. They just kind of walked in, but they did shut him down.
Yeah, I like that angle from Floppy. We've actually seen it a couple times, him coming out. And with the help of MOTM being at that upper, it gives him so much more confidence to take on that duel. And this time around, they're rewarded with 2 easy openings. FURIA scrambling to try to have an answer here. Looks like their answer might be this ladder control. They want to push any Cloud9 member back so that they can actually have an opportunity to do an inner take if possible. But once again, just trying to figure out some sort of formula here.
I think this is where we really see FURIA struggle. Is in these later in the halves, they've been getting shut down every round, and they don't really have anything to fall back on. They have their style of play, and if it gets shut down, they don't really have to fall back.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't help that this round they lost those 2 players immediately at the start. The previous round was 3 kills from the AWPs of Cloud9 to start the round as well. Cloud9's winning a lot of the early engagements, which is like, obviously, if you're winning the early fight, it's the players that are being the most aggressive, and that aggression is what FURIA succeeds off of it. They thrive off of it, and they're not getting the chance to actually pull it into play. JT gonna push up and stop K Serrano from getting away, and now they know where Yuri is as well. A 1 versus 2, but at this stage, I mean, obviously it's low percentage, but you have to go for this. And he catches that one with his teeth.
Cloud9 has been such a fun team to watch this whole week for me, honestly. Even versus Gen G, they made Gen G look silly, made them look like they were a pug team because of the teamwork that comes in from Cloud9 and just because of the unique, every round, even on the seat side I mentioned on Vertigo, I mentioned on Inferno as well. Obviously Vertigo didn't go their way. Just the fact that every round on the CD side, they are taking it as a T round. So they're calling a round. It's not just default. Every round has a purpose. Every round has a meaning. And we've seen, it's Cloud9, Christine mentioned it, it's Cloud9 CT sides that's been really what's making the W's for this team. Still need some work on the T side, but approach there still are very fun to watch. Very fun to watch team overall. And actually, if anything...
Which is actually interesting, because before, their T side used to be their strong side. And now, obviously, they've put a ton of work into these CT sides. But now their T side has kind of sacrificed a little bit because of it. So it's interesting to sort of see that switch from even 6 months ago.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking about, we mentioned it every interview we have in terms of the player schedule, in terms of burnout and stuff like that. And it's one of those things, and even if you think, oh, you have a week left, you can practice and whatever. But because you're struggling on one, like you're saying, Davey, like the focus gets put into, like, for example, the CT side, you put less focus on the T side, and then all of a sudden that kind of starts falling apart. So it takes a lot of time and effort for teams to kind of fix their problems.
Oh my god, Art.
Again, though, we see this again and again from FURIA. They have gotten the entries quite a few times this half, but they haven't really gotten the round wins from it. This is the first time we kind of see them, or Cloud9 rather, fall apart a little bit after the first death. But they're trying to stabilize. And again, keep in mind, and I'll mention it again, just the fact that we have ladder control of MOTM and just the fact that Sonic is able to be aggressive on E-Box, there's still a very good setup here from the outside. And Floppy obviously taking a gamble of leaving out inside. Let's retake inside if we need to. And let's just stack the bomb side here instead. And love this play from Cloud9.
All right, Floppy with an AWP part 2. A 2-on-2 as well. And yeah, he gets trucked by an AK-47. Good shot from Sonic. Okay, ambitious. And he's going to back off back towards the train. He spotted the head as well, but does not want to commit to the fight. Yuri is going to go down. What a quick shot from Sonic. 16-10, and Cloud9 shut down Train without dropping a round on their CT side. 11-0 run to get the win in this series. Impressive stuff from C9. They win Inferno, they get banged out on Vertigo real bad, and they bounce right back up on Train. Yeah, bit of a shocker to some, not everyone. Davey and I, we're feeling good about this.
We knew all along.
Yeah, it's as we mentioned, 4th of July power. That might be a tactic I have to use for predictions moving forward. It obviously panned out really well. Success rate 100% so far for that tactic. We're headed to a break. When we come back, we'll break down the series. We'll probably get an interview with the winners as well. Stay tuned. We'll see you soon.